Hey to all the beautiful ladies.
Hey,
Hey,
Y'all, I'm so glad that y'all here right now. I feel like I can breathe again. Breathe again. I know this is not our normal girl talking wine night, but we had some technical difficulties on our last episode, and we just it didn't settle well with none of us. Let's just say that. It didn't settle well, and we felt like making sure that we promised you guys that we would show up as the best version of ourselves. And due to those difficulties that we had on the last episode, which y'all will see on the YouTube, though the message was conveyed, we had technical difficulties. The energy was just kind of off. We was having trouble really finding each other and flowing together, but we promised to bring y'all the best version of ourselves, and we're gonna do that by all means. So we are here tonight to number one, apologize for our negligence, and number two, to come up with a plan on how we can overcome the the shortcomings of last week and be better this week. I'm gonna start with Legerie. Legerie, what were some of the things you felt like we did on Girl Talking Wine season 4, episode 2 that we could do better Thursday? And hello to everyone in the room. Hello.
yeah.
guys.
Overall, it was just preparation, just lack of preparation. I felt like we all had a lot of things going on in our personal lives, and then it kind of spilled over to our to the episode. Me personally, uh, I was mommying, and I had my mom in town, and it was a lot. Uh, Practice ran over. It ran over. It definitely ran over. I was not expecting that. But I made it do what it do. I made an attempt to show my best self. But what I can say I can do better or to prepare prior to, because practice still is every Thursday, Tuesday and Thursday. For me, it's just to set up before. So when we come back into the house or we come back home from practice, I can make sure everything is already set up. So set it up before we leave for practice. And that should be good for me. And then just make sure the boys is, we all good. But as long as I set up prior to, that should be good for me. As far as the actual message and everything, um, I do notice like if as a collective, because we are doing this together, it's a team. It's not just that I had to do this, it's a we. So when one person does, it spills over to the collective. So as far as me and I go, in that, and as that goes, I will definitely do my part, because it shows it. It could be the smallest thing from one person's end, but like I said, it'll affect the collective in general. And yeah, as long as we can do our part individually, it'll flow. It'll flow good for everybody.
I agree. I agree. Preparation is important. And
Yeah.
I know that. I know that. One of the lessons that I learned from this hiccup, let's just call it the hiccup, this is
Mhm.
the opportunity for me to see what lack of preparation really looked like on a broader scale.
Mhm.
I'm used to seeing it, small level, but as we made the decision to evolve, it seems like things have been popping off left and right, just trying me to see if I'm really about what I said I'm about, or that
Mhm.
am I going to really stick to the script of becoming the evolved woman, or being the successful woman that I know that I am.
Yeah.
Uh, and things popped off, and I ain't gonna lie, I was just like, you know what, bump this, I'm done, I'm tired, I don't want to do this, I'm no good for you if I can't be for myself, just everything came to me, just kind of like let it go, focus on something else. But I know that I've made a commitment and a promise to be somewhere, and if I am to evolve, I need to make sure that I do what I said I'm gonna do. It don't matter the pressures of life. There's no excuses. I set this goal for myself, and by all means, I'm gonna make sure I hit it. And I appreciate y'all helping me and holding me accountable to it because that matters. And that's part of the preparation, making sure that your team, your people around you are also prepared. And they
Right.
can see when you're not prepared. They can set marks for not just you, but for all of y'all. Hey, we're going to need to talk Monday through Wednesday, one of those days before girl talk so that, we make sure it flow right. Jotting down notes, making sure
Mm-hmm.
one person ain't doing everything. If we all in this together, um,
Yeah.
showing up on time. Just it may not matter to you, but some people work better when everybody shows up at a good time enough to make sure we don't have hiccups, make sure we don't have technical issues, make sure you can hear me and I can hear you, or that you can see me and your camera's working fine. So those are things we learned that I learned, and being prepared. Yes, we had the notes. Yes, we had an outline of the message, and we could tell by the video, the conversation, the message was fine. You got the message, but the posture, the I was so irritated. I could look at myself. It was hard for me to even watch it over because I could just tell I was so irritated just from the beginning, and I don't want to feel like that. I don't want nobody to give me irritated energy, and I don't want to give that off to nobody else. And if in this seat and where we're sitting, we're the examples, we're the leaders, and we're giving this information to somebody else. So we have to be mindful that we don't want to replicate an irritated energy. So,
Mm-hmm.
and that's something that I learned from it. And if we ain't prepared, hey y'all, we're not prepared tonight. We'll see y'all another night.
Yeah.
Yeah, and don't serve them anything. You don't just serve people anything. So,
Yeah.
And then everything was saying that we weren't prepared. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that because we are still humans.
right,
Mm-hmm.
right, right.
Because I was definitely distracted. I had a lot of distractions that day. I still got one right now and I'm trying to keep. I know y'all didn't heard, and I had to do this to be like chill, like stay right there.
It
But
was your
Yeah.
sister saying y'all having Bible study.
I know they don't do this. They play all the time. But yes, it definitely was. I had a lot of distractions on my end, and then before I even started, I had notes written out, but then I couldn't find my journal. So, because I got two separate journals, one for girl talk, and then I got a separate journal, and I could not find my girl talk journal. So I was really like, okay. So I had to jot some stuff down that I remembered from writing. So it was crazy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I couldn't
And
find.
then as soon as we ended the live, I went in my room and found the doggone notebook.
I didn't find my charger till the next day, but it was all good. Like I still didn't find the charger, but
Girl.
I
I,
am at work now, and I know I look like a zombie, but I'm doing the best that I can. And then there are children around me, and I told them I was doing a live, but they still talking to me, wanting to look in the camera. So y'all, please forgive me. So that's what's going on over here. She now needs medicine. All of a sudden, after I told her I was about to do
it's
no,
all good.
thank you.
But yeah, I believe too. Also, to get it gave us a moment to kind of see like in different areas of our life when we show up unprepared, how that may affect the rest of the team. Whether it's this team right here, it's another team that you're a part of, whatever. It just shows in general. It gives you a mirror to kind of look at it, be like, you know what, I didn't like how that came off. I didn't like, how it threw me off that this person did this. So when you look at it as yourself being the person who is unprepared or whatnot, it allows you to be like, you know what, I know how it feels. So let me make sure I show up on time or make sure I have, these notes or whatever. Because, it's just, like I said, it just spills over to the collective in general. And
Yeah.
And we know that we're not here alone. Like you
yeah.
said, in this together, and we have to be mindful of how our actions influence the next person. Because I
Yeah.
was,
It's a level of maturity and respect.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
for self, because I
Yeah.
got to right, and
Hmm.
for others, because you deserve me at my best.
Right.
Like you went through your whole day going through what you got to go through. When you come here, it should be like, oh my gosh, hey
It's a
girl.
breeze. It's a
So,
release.
and I felt like I felt like that because I was like, y'all, I am so I missed y'all. I love y'all. I ain't feel good all day, but I'm so glad to talk to y'all. Like, and
That's
I've
good.
been saying, I told Robin at the beginning of the year that I had to get better on communication, and I was doing good at the beginning of the year, and now I'm just like, I ain't talked on the phone, probably ain't sent the text all day, and all that.
Mhm.
Like,
But
that's
that's
me.
okay.
But
And
I
then
gotta
also,
do
it's
better.
a matter of what you're communicating too. Because I know
Yeah.
this too, like how we spoke earlier when you or Robin when she mentioned meaningless conversation.
Mhm.
That plays a big role. I notice me personally, I don't like to communicate, and maybe I should just pick up the phone and hear the person out prior to, and then be like, you know what? Unfortunately, right now, I can't give my time or attention to this. So let's follow up if I even want to do that. Or I'm sorry, I don't
Yeah.
have the energy to give to that particular situation.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's mature.
Example,
That's
yeah.
mature.
So I had this was an encounter with somebody a couple weeks ago, and this person, coworker, and I was having a conversation with them, or we began to to converse, and the conversation, it had nothing to do with me. I didn't know the people that they spoke of and everything, but in that moment I thought to myself, as much as I like this person or whatever it is, these are the type of things I cannot give my attention and my time to. Like, the
Yeah.
conversation was, it was in the whole, I don't even know. I don't know. I didn't know nothing. I couldn't even respond. It was certain things that I could respond to just as a woman in general. I'm like, okay, that's not okay. I would like for you to know that that is not okay, but you have to be mindful and accept that it's not okay and that you need to change something about it. And that was the only information I could give in that moment. But other than that, I couldn't give anything else. I couldn't give it. But then, like I said, I realized, like, okay, no, these are the type of conversations. It's not beneficial to my growth as a human first, and then as a woman, as a mother, is nothing. But that was when it's definitely a step of maturity was to come in or whatnot. But I've
Yeah.
been like counting the costs. Me sitting here having this conversation, when I realized, I'm like, okay, it's time to go. I got to go. We can't give no more to that. But I've been doing that a lot. And like I said, ever since we started Girl Talk, since first or episode 1, I've noticed a lot of growth and change. I don't know if it's a matter of because this is like manifesting, the successful woman, but it's been a lot. It's been a lot lately. A lot of unfamiliar situations, but for the good, for my better self.
Yeah.
So, just gonna throw that out there.
Yeah. Tez Moody says, "How are y'all doing?"
Hey.
Tez,
Hey,
hey, he said, "How
I'm
you
doing
doing?"
well.
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. How are you? But Riri, that's really good because one of the lessons that we did learn from that warped message that we gave out was to count the cost. And it
Mhm.
takes a certain level of maturity to not factor in somebody else's could be feelings. Oh, this might hurt their feelings, and this,
Yeah.
I don't want to say this because she might take it wrong, and that's not your problem. How they
Mm-hmm.
take it, that's not your problem. And we are in
You guys, it hurt
we
my feelings. Listen, listen.
feelings don't have feelings. You can't hurt a feeling. That person, if they feel hurt, then 9 times out of 10, hurt was already there. You just exposed it. And
Mm-hmm.
they chose to say that that's the feelings was hurt, but feelings don't feel nothing. You feel the feeling. So if you feel hurt, just say that. Don't blame it on the feeling. But for me, it takes a certain level of maturity to even get to a point where you can stop somebody in mid sentence and be like, "Hey, either I don't understand what you're saying, like what you're
Yeah.
saying, I don't get it," or, I'm not in the mental space to even go there with you, or what you're looking for, I don't have it. So they can go
See,
on to who does and not try to conjure up energy, conjure up information, and conjure up whatever it is to make it seem as if I got what you need when I don't. I don't have it. And I'm not going to make myself have it because it's just going to put me in a place of deficit, put me in a place of lack because I'm giving you something I really didn't even have for myself. And being honest with them is you first have to be honest with yourself. Hey, I don't have it. Like, and I'm tired. And your voice is annoying and really irritating.
Say that.
I'm just on the phone listening to you talking. I'm really over here cooking. I don't hear nothing you saying. For real, for
and
real.
listen,
You know
and
good.
that's how I be. I'm for real. I can't half the time. Can't even hear it. I be like, "What did you just say?"
Yeah,
Like,
so
what?
you know good for them. You not even helping. At this point,
I
you just waste time.
Yeah. And I definitely understand what you're saying because I definitely had them conversations where I'm like, I heard you talking, but I didn't hear nothing. Like, I'm sorry.
Been talking 30 minutes and I don't know what just went
Can't
transpired.
even tell you.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just let you know I don't have what you're looking for. You need to go elsewhere. And that'll help you as well as them. So you don't got an earful
Mhm.
of trash that you can't even process. And then, because a lot of times, and I know this off subject, but a lot of times we gain weight from situations like that. Our spirits become heavy because you can't process.
Mhm.
It's like putting walnuts in the shell in a blender. You're gonna tear that blender up trying to
Mm-hmm.
process a hard walnut. That's not the process
Mhm.
for it. And that's what it looks like when we try to process information given to us at the wrong time by the wrong people. If you just not your ear is not tuned for certain like depression, if you coming out of a depressed state, you don't need to be consuming food or consuming anything from a depressed state because now that's just taking you back to that
Mm-hmm.
state that you came out of. You should
Yeah.
be
That
consuming
conversation earlier.
life. Well, I gotta go help them. You're not helping anyone. You don't
Mm-mm.
help. You heal. You have to heal people. You're not here to help. No, what am I helping them do? Self-destruct? Because you know that same person gonna call you in 3 days talking about the
Yeah.
same thing again because they don't truly want to get help. They don't want to be healed. They want you to help them suppress the symptoms of what's really going on. Because the moment you tell them the truth, like girl, leave that sorry nigga alone, they don't want to be a friend no more. Oh,
That's my
she
man.
because I
But
got something.
it's my man.
Okay, baby. That's
That's
what you got. I never have nobody because I don't want that. And when you get to the point where you gotta always call your friend to process information, that means you trying to process walnuts in a blender.
Yeah, you
Yep.
trying
And
to
you want me
make
to
them
tear my
validate
blender up, but your blender working just
what
fine.
you already know.
Your walnuts.
Right.
Girl,
You
you
want
got
somebody to come
good.
and sugarcoat the for you
Yeah, nah, you
Mhm.
gotta
instead of
get
ripping off the band-aid. Just rip it off.
And
mm-hmm.
y'all, I was listening to an interview. I believe this was with 19 Keys and Dr. Kamine, Kaba Kamine, and he stated, and this is just going back to the conversation or communication. If the information that you receive from whomever, whatever, if you can't do anything with it, then you done wasted your time. So I've been taking that into consideration too. It could
Yeah,
be just a regular casual conversation, but if there's nothing you can download and process and have it work for you, then it's a waste of time.
yep.
So,
And that's one thing we'll talk about on the Thursday on Girl Talk is looking at time, energy, and information as forms of currency. And we were talking about maturity on our last conversation, and how maturity means you have reached an advanced state in the process where
Mm-hmm.
you are looking for a payment or a return or a heart. If I have invested, hey Joshua, if I have invested my time, my energy, my love, my information, and formed you according to, what I believe, and we back and forth, then at
Mm-hmm.
some point I'm looking for reciprocity. I'm looking to be built as well. I'm looking for the
Hey.
I gave you. Just like when a seed is planted in the soil, it yields a tree. That tree also yields fruit to feed you.
Mm-hmm.
Though you took care of it all the time, at some point it'll mature and it'll grow things that's going to edify you internally. And
Yeah.
that's how it should work. Once you reach a mature state, it should be like, whew, I thought this woman wasn't going to never get it. Or I thought he wasn't going to never get it. But like, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, you understood exactly what I was conveying to you this whole time. But unfortunately, we get in these relationships, not just with people, with money, our relationship with money, our
Mhm.
with contracts, our relationship with assets, our relationship with God, relationship with nature, universe, whichever way, just where we connect and exchange, and we don't count the cost. We don't know. We're not really. We ignore red flags.
Oh
We
yeah.
of doubt. There's never a benefit to doubt. There's never a benefit to doubt. There's never a benefit to doubt. Doubt has no benefit. You get yourself in a doubt situation, you take care of that if you want to, but do not look for a return because it does not have benefits. It never does. It's just one of those temporary movements. Um, and
I
being
like that you kind of broke that down that way because for forever I hear people, oh, I just give them the benefit of the doubt, and Mama, I've never clearly understood what the benefit of the doubt is. So when you break it down that way, for me, it makes all the perfect all the perfect sense because there is no benefit to doubt. It
yeah,
doesn't make it don't it never
yeah,
made sense to me. Like as a kid, I'm hearing it like, what is that?
for that
Yeah,
benefit.
you never understood it either. So it's like, okay,
Hmm.
you just like, okay,
Yeah, I was like, yeah, okay, whatever that means.
sure,
The
sure.
more you get it, the
Like
more
if
you
somebody could really break down what the benefit of the doubt is and how that is beneficial, you can't do it because it's not.
please
Mm-mm.
please come up here, press the button, because if you can find a benefit to doubt and prove that I'm not,
Ooh, let me Google it. Let me see.
like I
That's
need you
what
to,
I'm saying. Like you, that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
because
Because me don't
I
understand.
thought of all the alternative perspectives and I've not found one benefit yet. I've housed doubt for almost 20 years and it ain't benefited me nowhere. It
Mhm.
kept me comfortable. It kept me in a shell, and nah, it was no benefit to it. So it had to go. I had to put him out. He wasn't. He didn't work. And if you
Mm-mm.
don't benefit me none, he got to
Mhm.
go. So he's out of here. In exchange, I gained confidence. I gained truth. I gained awareness, and a lot of women have been coming to me talking about how did you get to this level of consciousness? How did you get to this level of understanding? You got to start cleaning up. You got to let that BS go. If it don't make sense, ask questions. If you
Mhm.
don't answers, then something's not right. Somebody had a, hey mama,
Hey,
Hey.
Reggie, can you read that?
me?
Yeah, can you read that?
Yes. It says giving them the benefit of the doubt is that is what is that?
I don't know.
Jerry.
I don't know. Let me.
Believe
Jerry.
you knowing you're lying is. I, I'm sorry, Tez. I don't.
Says you're gonna have to rewrite that.
Yeah, you got to rewrite it because I feel like maybe
Them
you.
Y'all
the
know I can't
benefit
help
of,
you. Hold on, let me try to see.
giving the benefit of the doubt is they believe. Oh, they
Oh,
believe.
they. Come on, baby. They
Yeah,
believe you knowing you're lying.
right. Hey, mom.
Hey.
Again, I'm gonna say it again because I don't know if it clicked in your head or not. But there's never a benefit to doubt. There's never a benefit in doubt. There's never a benefit in doubt. Doubt has no benefits. Doubt has no benefits. There it is again.
But it's still that doesn't. It's not. It doesn't make sense. It's just. It
Give me
don't click for me.
it of doubt is saying you believe them, knowing that they're lying. Okay, how is that beneficial? Please.
Yeah, still not beneficial.
That's like the bank telling you, "Hey, bring me $50, and I'm gonna give you 25 back." And you like, all right. Hey, they said you get them $50, they're gonna give you 25 back.
And you having some sense of doubt, like
Okay. Like, what
ain't
am
no benefit to that.
what am I
Mm-mm.
what am I getting? I could have just held on to my own $50, but instead I gave my 50 to the bank who gave me 25 back. What kind of exchange is that? And
No.
what we learned from last week's girl talk is that the first thing in the level of maturity is to count the cost. If you don't count the cost and the red flags, you will ignore.
Hmm.
What is this going to cost me? Is it worth it?
Right.
If I give this bank my $50 bill that I've been holding on to all week, and they give me back $25, they ain't said they're gonna give you 25 and a mule, 25 and an acre. They just said they're gonna give you $25 back. And you do that. The question now is, how does that benefit me?
It don't.
It
It
doesn't.
don't.
So do not give them your
Your
$50
$50.
because the relationship between you and that bank is retarded. Boss Jones said, I love you too.
Something beneficial is that benefits you is supposed to be good or helpful
It's all good because
or
you're
promote
gonna
something.
you're gonna learn. You just want to, then you'll count the cost on is the wear and tear that this decision put on my emotional state, is the wear and tear that this decision put on my body, my mind, my family, my support team, is the
Yeah.
wear is putting the pressure that it's putting on my team, is it worth it?
Hmm. Hmm.
That's a question you need to ask. Miss Curtis Dean says sometimes doubt is a warning. Oh, doubt is definitely a red flag. It ain't no warning. It's get on. It's get on. If they got doubt, that's something they need to handle outside of you. If that's not your doubt. Now, if you have doubt, that's something you need to handle
You
within
have to handle
yourself.
personally.
But if they giving you doubt, you don't have to take that. You don't have to take unless that's something you do. But for me and my house and my friends, don't come over here with no doubt because we've all dealt with it and we don't deal with it until you walk your walk and you deal with it on your own. We don't do that. We don't exchange that. That's like taking American dollars to Mexico. Find a way to exchange that before you come over here because we don't accept that.
Hmm.
Can't take your EBT card to Applebee's. They don't take that. So
Hmm.
um,
I wish I had an EBT card.
who who don't got one?
Me?
I do. I got one, so I don't say none of us.
I
Right.
said I
Go
wish
sell.
I had one.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
shoot.
I want one. I want one.
Ted said, it does if you doing it for a blessing.
It's
You
still.
are the blessing. You don't have to do anything for a blessing because you are blessed. Say it with me, Tez. I am a blessing. I am a blessing. I am a blessing. I bless others because I am the blessing. You'll be connected to source at its most highest point when you realize the blessing is you. You don't
Hmm.
Hmm.
nothing in return. You just have to be a good steward over what you know and being mature enough to know that I am the blessing. I'm not coming over your house. I'm not taking myself to certain situations because I know that I am the blessing.
Hmm.
It ain't gonna make me doubt that. Bye.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, doubt is a warning to move on, like you all said. Yes. And Leisure made a valid point earlier about moving on. It don't feel good breaking that shell off and having and becoming this beautiful, intelligent, successful, strong, confident woman, ambitious, grateful women that we are, it is not been easy.
Mm.
And the reason why you gotta write stupid stuff on comments in my thing, don't do that, Jones, whoever, Boss Jones, please, thank you. Um, what
Hold
was
on.
I out? Because what was I saying? Because he done threw me out. And
Uh, us becoming the successful
oh, women that
women.
we are,
Yeah, hold on.
something I can't remember, but just knowing who you are and what we stand for, not allow nobody to nobody
Realizing that when it's
and
time to cut something off, that's what you were talking about.
yeah, nobody and nothing to deter you from the goals you set, from the
Mm-hmm.
image you saw, from the writings on the wall. If you already been there, you already done it. Start writing on the wall in your mental. Just right now, just be where you are and just write something on the wall. Like this space that I'm in right now is I am transitioning from one state to another, whatever state that is. If you coming out of depression, if you coming out of homosexuality, if you coming out of low self-esteem, if you coming out of poverty, if you come whatever you coming out of, just stand in that hallway of transition and write a note to yourself, because I promise, I guarantee you'll be back in that state again at some point in your evolution. Write you a note. My wall right now says it's all okay. Everything is okay.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is okay. So when I get
Mm,
frustrated and I'm hot and I'm bothered and I just read the writings on the wall and it looks so familiar to me because I wrote it. I wrote that in my own mind, in my own hallway. Everything is okay. Breathe. My wall looks a lot like that. It's just everything is good. Just breathe and keep going forward. Don't try to go back. You got to go forward. And what's for you, if it's evolving too, it's going to be on the other side and it's going to be better. But if you hold on to it, if you hold on to something, you're going to be trapped in this state until you evolve out of it. It's like a
Mm-hmm.
caterpillar who never got the opportunity to become the butterfly because he just liked being a caterpillar. If you want
yeah.
a caterpillar all your life, this life is not for you. We are caterpillars who are evolving into beautiful butterflies, and we are okay with sitting in that cocoon uncomfortable for a little while.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But this was our last episode, which was season 4, episode 2. Um, we talked about the phases of maturity or phases of a successful woman, and we just didn't feel like we delivered to our full capability, and we
Mm-hmm.
want to get on here and show ourselves accountable. We know that we didn't. We all came to the conclusion that we could have done better. We could have prepared. We could have prepared a lot more, but we let life and things, you know, slow us down, or get us off our rockers or off our pivot. But that won't happen again. And if it do, you'll see another live like this one coming to you as women and letting you know that we seen it too.
Yeah, we are
Not
aware.
shame. We ain't shame. The message got through, but the posture, the presentation, like we failed. We failed horribly, and I was not pleased with it at all. I'm grateful that we had the experience. I'm grateful that we're here and we were able to talk it through. Thank y'all so much for the comments and keeping the conversation going with us. I hope somebody was blessed. Um, let's read this last one. So, do y'all believe in almost, or y'all feel like almost doesn't count? That's a good question. I'm gonna let Salita handle that one.
I think almost counts because you learn from everything. Everything is a lesson. For me, everything is a lesson. So I think almost counts depending on the situation or whatever it was.
For me, almost sounds like you tried, but then when you come to what trying is non-existent. You either did it or you didn't. So, in my opinion, almost almost ain't counting.
Um,
It ain't
but
counting.
do you just not since you didn't since it don't count? Do you just stop trying since it didn't?
No, you
Did
continue to
you,
make an
Oh, wait,
attempt,
wait,
but
wait.
you either,
Stop trying. You never tried.
yeah, you continue to make your attempt, but you either gonna do it or it's not getting. It ain't done. It ain't. You ain't do it.
Riri, I like that. You said wise. I like that. Okay, so you're
Thank you.
right too. And it's all we got our own worlds. Everybody got their own perception. For me,
yeah.
almost is not a thing. You either hit it or didn't. It's like, okay, I'm finna shoot this bucket. You shoot it. Did you make it or not? Almost. The question
Mm-mm, you didn't.
it or not. I did not make it. I did.
So
Let's be honest. That's how we get
you're gonna
trapped.
do it again. No, that's my thing. So are you gonna try again or are you just
You
done? Like
try. You either gonna rock it or you not. You
Mm.
gonna shoot it. You gonna make it or I'm not. That's it. You either made it or you didn't. And are you gonna shoot again? Yes. Okay. You finna eat your food. No, your mama said you gotta load the dishwasher and everything, girl. Eat your food. We'll talk about it in a minute. Um, yeah, so for me, almost does not count because it's like, okay, Leisure and I spend a substantial, and our friends, we spend a substantial amount of time studying words and etymology. So a lot of the conversation we have, you just kind of gotta trust that we won't be giving y'all something that we ain't did for ourselves. If
Mm-hmm.
you go back and look at posts and captions and conversations that I had years ago, you'll see I said try before, you know,
Yeah.
I said almost before. But once I evolved and I started to research these words, there are certain words that were created to keep us in a box, in a gray area, in a place where they can control, or in a place where the state of your mind is controlled by
Mm-hmm.
other outer forces. But if you know who you are, you will not stay in that hallway long. That's why it's important to write your message on the wall because you won't be there long. You are just transitioning. There's no such thing as trying. You either are or you are not. When I walk out of this room, I'm walking into another. When I walk into this room, I'm walking out of another. I'm not trying to get into this room. I'm either in it or I'm not. Let's just be real here. You either good or you not. You happy or you not. I'm not asking you that. Are you happy?
Mm-hmm.
Yes or no? So to me, almost, I wouldn't say it doesn't count, but in my world, there's no almost. I either did it or I didn't. So,
Yeah. And it's indirect. You want to give a direct message.
hold on, there was another. My mother says almost means you gave up. I wish
yeah.
you to
How
explain.
often do we use that word though? Like have we how often do we use that? I don't know if I ever used the word almost.
That's good. Barely.
Barely. Barely.
Hold on, let me see. So I feel like almost don't count all the time. It's your world. It's your world. Is this you in your own world? The one of the most beautiful things that we can do in this realm of existence is collaborate our together. Our universes can mesh together. I can share my perception with you, and you can share yours with me. But your truth is not necessarily mine. You know, we have different experiences, different understandings, and by all means, you're right in your own way. You're right. Um, Also, Tez, you got to catch our next live. We'll be talking with Jatan, Miss Jatan Sanders Orr, and she will be talking about feelings being gauges, not guides. So
Ooh.
basically, not making decisions based off how you feel. Don't don't make a decision based off how you feel. Your feelings is a gauge. It's not a guide.
Right.
Okay, Miss Datina says almost could give you the encouragement and confidence to continue to try again. But you don't want to try again. You got to keep trying shit won't work. Trying is not getting you the results that you want. You need to position your mind to say, I am going to make it. And if I don't, I'm going to shoot again until I make it. You're not trying. You shooting. You are shooting. Are you making it? No, you're not making it. But you will. You keep hope and you keep faith and you continue to shoot. But you're not trying to shoot. If you're trying, you're never going to make it because that's not realistic. Thank you, Tez. We definitely appreciate the respect because we're in a time where men do not respect the voice of women. So
Mhm.
I say, and I really appreciate that. I really do.
Ooh,
Yes.
that's a whole nother topic of conversation right there.
Baby,
Too.
I already got this one
Oh,
cooked.
man.
Ooh, I be hot. I be girl.
Girl, hey, I
But
was
I
like
be like, let me drink my water.
at 5 because
Ooh, and don't let no men be on it, cause child. Ooh,
because
I don't know how did we get here in
because this
2023?
flow kind of better anyway. You want me to be honest with y'all? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm thinking about femininity in ministry because men
Say
don't want
that
to step into
again.
femininity in
Mhm.
ministry. Hold on one second. Okay. All right, my bad. Femininity in ministry, that's big because a lot of men feel like because they're in position or in a leadership that they're being men. No, you still operating in femininity if you're leading with emotion. Kingship is important, and God, I
Yeah.
pray that you can send us a man who can speak on kingship because I want to show an example of how a king's and energy affects the balance of relation, and not just relationships but just overall how women carry themselves. Like, you can't even control your body. If a real king come in here, you gonna sit up straight, you gonna
Mm.
place your thoughts well, and it's not to please him and it's not to appeal to him, but that's just what the balanced
The
energy.
balance, yeah.
Oh
And
yeah.
the same with a feminized woman. A well-balanced woman will do that to a man too. He'll get his
Mhm.
act right and he'll present himself in a normal way, or he'll flee because he can't handle that.
Yeah.
Alex said good morning. We're doing morning, girl. We rising.
Yeah, no morning.
Jalen, man, I appreciate and honor your presence in this space, bro. Hello, hello, hello. Ted says y'all have a good night. We appreciate that. We will be out in 2 minutes. Datina says, I'm sorry, Minister Datina says, say you're 2 points away from passing the test, but you're unsure it's something you're good at. So you are trying. Sick of hearing that. I wish somebody else could read this because I don't even want to program myself to say this word over and over. Okay, trying, attempt to attain. Okay, but I understand what you're saying about confident mindset. It's not even a confident mindset, it's reality. You saying so you are trying, attempt to attain. It's not attempting. You are either attaining it or you're not. Did you attain it or did you not? If you're 2 points away, you didn't attain it. It's like, what is it to understand? She's talking about, I love y'all, Robin. Yeah, you know we love you too. We love you too. It's just I wish I could do a better job at giving you how I see this. But
Hmm.
it's like I'm not able to do it. I did what I could, but you either doing it or you're not. I'm trying
Yeah.
to love
Uh,
you. You
Doing it and not doing it is direct. And when you're talking about trying, that's indirect, if that makes sense. Like, it's not a direct, it's not
yeah.
direct.
And I think
Because
the
I can't even,
whole
that's the only
trying
way
and
I
all that comes back to us trying to please somebody else. Because if we set our own goals, me trying and me doing is gonna be two different things because I'm trying to show you that I'm doing it. But if I'm doing and I just keep on going, it's for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I
Hold on,
think we're
wait. You giving us a lot real fast. Let's go back. Hold up. You said it's go back. You said if you're trying to
I
please,
feel like
hold up.
it's
You
for somebody else. You're trying. Because how do you know I'm trying or doing?
You are that you are. They're just not pleased. You're doing.
Exactly.
They're just not pleased. So you're not trying. They're just not pleased. You didn't
Because
try to.
I think it's just you trying to show somebody else that you're doing it. Like she said with the test score thing. Okay, that 90 might have been your goal, but they might have set your goal for 95. So you trying to get to a 95, but that might not have been your goal to begin with.
But you didn't try. You just didn't do it. You didn't meet it. You did
That's
it.
what I'm saying. That was
But
there
you
for you. You trying to please someone else.
okay. I'm gonna just leave it at that. I don't believe you tried. I feel like you did it. They just were not pleased. That's it. You did. You done what you did. They were not. They chose to not be pleased, and you
Yeah.
pleased them. You pleased them. They just were not pleased with what you gave them.
Yeah.
You
And that's
probably
why I tell, even when I'm working, I say, okay, you can't make somebody be sorry. You can't make them say, you can't make them. It's all on them. I say, do you tell them you sorry? Do you accept it? No, I don't. Okay, that's the end. What can you do?
I
That's,
apologize. So I wasn't
I,
trying to apologize. I apologize. You didn't accept it. That's
that's
not.
right. And I tell them, you can't be mad if they don't accept it. So,
And then she trying to apologize. No, she apologized, bro. You just didn't accept it. So
yeah,
one that's stuck in the wormhole of whatever that gray area is. She did what she was supposed to. And just
I
like we
yeah,
we 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 did live last week. We done what we could do, but it was not to our standard. It wasn't. And we didn't try to do it. We did it. I'll pull it
That's
up
what
and
we
show you that
did.
we did it. To some, that's how we all tried it. We did it. We
we
did
did. What do you mean? We got the
it.
video to prove it.
We did it. It wasn't to our standard.
It wasn't to our standard.
It was just a few glitches. But to us, we could have done better because we know who we are and we know what the standard is set for us. And we know we didn't measure up. And it ain't no, had we felt like, well, we tried, then we wouldn't have came back tonight and got better. We wouldn't have
Mm-mm.
came back tonight and been able to hold ourselves accountable for the lack that we provided or that we gave. We
Right.
failed. We knew that. It ain't no playing around with this thing. And once you evolve, words like try and can't and maybe and almost sound like procrastination and utter BS to me. It sounds like excuses because I did what I supposed to do. Whether you accept it or not, that's on you. But I'm not gonna sit over here and beat myself up about if I done my best, that's it. But if I didn't, we're gonna be in situations right here where we at the drawing board, and I'll go before everybody and I say I didn't do my best. I don't feel like I did my best. I am going to do this again. No, I'm not gonna try. I'm finna do it, and that's just that. How can I be better? If you got a 92 and the goal set for you is 95 and you didn't meet it, be real with yourself. You didn't meet it. You didn't meet it. Go back to the drawing board, learn, practice, be prepared, see where you went short, fix it, rewrite the script, go back again, hit it again. But don't try because if you go in there trying, it's a possibility you might not. No, it don't go like that. If you know who you are, you know you writing the script to your own world. You know what's up. And I'm not leaving here without what I came. So I think that concludes our recap. And I think we came back better than before. So
Yeah.
if y'all are still here, I think it'll still post on my page. Make sure y'all follow or join the group Girl Talking Wine Divine Sisterhood. It's pinned to uh my page. We will be having our discussion on relationships Thursday 8 p.m. Thursday 8 p.m. Thursday 8 p.m. Be right here, and I'm gonna stream to my personal site just because I feel like the energy was so much. Yes, appreciate that. We appreciate that. We appreciate.
Oh yes.
Yeah, we appreciate that because that was We couldn't go out like that.
Uh,
We could not go out like that.
Y'all really.
Yeah. So again, make sure y'all here, same place, however you got on here. I'll make sure I post the group link again. So if you want to come in the group and just kind of comment confidentiality, feel free to do that. If not, it will still be on my personal page because I kind of like this flow. I like that men can comment too.
yeah.
Um, we'll have a discussion after we get off here to see if that's what we're gonna do. But be back 8 p.m. Thursday, 8 p.m. Thursday for the
This
next.
Thursday.
Be right here. Be free, be true, be you. Girl talking wine. We out.